on, JR. Shane O'Mac's got that $1 million strut, but I want to know what he's up to. You don't just waltz out here without a plan, especially with these crazed fans.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw. We're about to shake things up, because I've got a hell of an announcement for you.
Shane's got that look in his eye, King! He's about to drop a bombshell! I can feel it!
Last night we witnessed history. A man who's been breaking jaws and taking names for years reclaimed his rightful place at the top of this business. Ladies and gentlemen, your new WWF champion, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
Oh man, listen to this place! Stone Cold Steve Austin, the new champ, and he looks like he's ready to raise hell! JR!
The toughest SOB in the game, King! Austin won that title in a war last night, and you can bet he's not here to play patty cake with Shane McMahon!
Shane McMahon, you little weasel. You think you can just prance out here and talk about Stone Cold like I'm some kind of sideshow? I don't give a rat's ass if you're a McMahon or the damn Pope. What do you want with me, boy?
Ha ha! There's that rattlesnake attitude! Austin's about to chew Shane up and spit him out!
Stone Cold's not in a mood for nonsense, King! Shane better have a damn good reason for calling out the champ!
Whoa, Steve, hold your horses. I'm not out here to cross you, champ. I'm here to give you your due. You're the WWF champion, the baddest man in this ring. But you know better than anyone. Being champ means everybody's gunning for you.
Gunning for me? Son, I've been dodging bullets since I was drinking Lone Stars in a Texas bar. You got something to say, spit it out, or I'll stomp a mud hole in you and walk it dry.
By God! That's the Stone Cold we know! He's ready to tear Shane apart if he doesn't get to the point!
All right, Steve. I hear you loud and clear. You're a fighting champion, and that's why I'm out here. Because at No Way Out, we're gonna find out who's got the stones to challenge you for that title at WrestleMania.
Whoa! WrestleMania talk already! Shane's not messing around, JR! Who's gonna step up to Austin?
No way out, huh? You gonna throw some sorry sumbitch at me? Bring 'em on, Shane. I'll whip their ass, crack a beer, and whip it again. Who's it gonna be?
Oh, Steve, it ain't just one guy. At No Way Out, we're locking 6 of the toughest, hungriest superstars in this company inside the most sadistic structure in sports entertainment, an elimination chamber match. And the last man standing, he gets to face you for that WWF championship at WrestleMania.
Good God Almighty! An elimination chamber? That demonic structure is gonna tear those men apart, and the winner gets a shot at Austin at WrestleMania!
6 guys in a steel cage with pods and chains! That's insanity, JR! Whoever comes out of that is gonna be a battered warrior, but they'll have a ticket to the grandest stage of them all!
Elimination chamber, huh? You think you're gonna scare Stone Cold with some steel and glass? I've been through worse than that in a damn bar fight. You put 6 men in that chamber, and I'll be waiting at WrestleMania to kick their ass and keep this title. And that's the bottom line.
That's the spirit, Steve. That's why you're the champ. But let me tell you, those 6 men, they're coming for your head. And at No Way Out, we'll see who's got what it takes to face the rattlesnake at WrestleMania.
By God! What a moment! Stone Cold Steve Austin, the WWF champion, just laid down the gauntlet. An elimination chamber at No Way Out will decide his WrestleMania challenger.
Austin's got ice in his veins, JR, but that chamber's gonna be a bloodbath. I can't wait to see who steps up to face the rattlesnake.
Gino. Oh, Gino. You think that pretty little smile of yours is gonna light up this darkness? Down here in the boiler room where the rats scurry and the shadows crawl, that smile don't mean a damn thing. You can't hide your fear behind that smile, Gino. I see it in your eyes. I feel it in your soul. And I'm coming for you. This is my world, Gino. Not your red carpets, not your fancy suits, not your adoring fans chanting your name. Down here, it's just pain, sweat, and the kind of truth that breaks pretty boys like you. I've been busted open on these pipes. I've bled on this concrete. And I've laughed through it all. You think you can survive where I live? At No Way Out, Gino, I'm dragging you out of your comfort zone and into my house. A hardcore match. No rules, no mercy. Just you and me in a world of steel, blood, and broken dreams. Pretty faces don't survive down here, Gino. They get smashed. They get scarred. They get erased. I know you're scared, Gino. I can hear your heart beating like a drum, even from this hellhole. But don't worry, I'm gonna make it quick. At No Way Out, I'm gonna tear that smile off your face, and I'm gonna show the world what happens when a pretty boy steps into mankind's boiler room. I'm coming for you, Gino. Have a nice day.
Mankind there making a challenge to Gino Hernandez. I wouldn't want to be in Gino's boots when Mankind gets hold of him.
Oh, mama, what a night! Up next for the European title, it's the high-flying Will Ospreay against the grizzled veteran William Regal. The bell rings, and this place is electric!
Ospreay's off like a bat out of hell. Springboard crossbody right out of the gate. He follows with a corkscrew moonsault to the floor, wiping out Regal. Good lord, this kid's a one-man highlight reel.
Regal staggered, but he's no rookie. He catches Ospreay mid-air. European uppercut rocks him. Now Regal's grounding him with a nasty leg lock, targeting that knee. He's trying to clip this high flyer's wings.
Regal's got a single-leg Boston Crab locked in tight, wrenching Ospreay's leg. The kid's in agony, but he's fighting, clawing to the ropes. He gets there. This crowd's on fire, but Regal's in the driver's seat.
Ospreay's limping, but he's not done. Handstand backflip into a dropkick. Are you serious? He's up top. Oscutter connects clean. Cover. 1, 2. Regal kicks out. This match is bananas.
Regal's slowing things down, and he's shoving the ref, causing a distraction. Low blow on Ospreay while the ref's turned. That's the Blackpool veteran's dirty playbook at work.
Ospreay's doubled over, and Regal pounces. Regal plex. Textbook suplex. 1, 2. Ospreay kicks out. This kid's got heart. Regal's fuming, and oh boy, he's pulling brass knuckles from his tights.
Regal's got those illegal knuckles. He swings, but Ospreay ducks. The ref spots the knuckles and snatches them. Regal's arguing, and Ospreay capitalizes. Hidden blade to the back of Regal's skull. Cover. 1, 2, 3. It's over.
Ospreay's done it. Cheering. Will Ospreay seizes the moment after Regal's caught with those knuckles, and Ospreay's the new European champion.
But wait! Regal's not done! He's enraged by the result! He grabs those brass knuckles from the mat, cracks Ospreay across the skull! Ospreay's down, blood pouring from his forehead! This is despicable!
Regal's lost it! He's standing over Ospreay, snatching the European title belt from the referee! He's holding it high like he won! Listen to this crowd! They're booing Regal out of the building!
Regal's got a mic now, and he's not holding back!
You may have the title, boy, but I'm the real king of English wrestling! This isn't over!
The fans are livid as Regal towers over a bloodied Ospreay, clutching that stolen belt. What a statement from the veteran!
Ospreay's the champion, but Regal's made this personal. This war's far from over, folks. What a chaotic night for the European title.
Good God Almighty, folks! Jacob Fatu and Umaga, the Samoan bulldozer himself, back in a WWF ring after nearly 2 decades. Look at these two. Fatu's a human wrecking ball, and Umaga, that's a 360-pound nightmare with a chain. This is a bad night to be in that ring, Jerry.
JR, I'm getting chills. Umaga's snarling like a rabid dog, and Fatu's got that look like he's ready to eat someone's soul. These Samoan monsters together. Somebody's gonna get hurt, and I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Family. You call it family? Rikishi, with his dancing and smiling for these people. The Rock, strutting around like he's the king of our blood. You two are the rot in our dynasty. Pretenders. Sellouts. You're a disgrace to our name.
Rock, Rikishi, family, lies, me, destroy, he, real, Samoa, strong.
Oh, baby, here comes The Rock, and he's got Rikishi with him. Look at those bandages, JR. Rikishi's hurt bad, but he's out here standing tall with the Great One. This is family, fighting back against those two animals.
By God, King, that's courage! Rikishi's ribs are taped up like a mummy, but he's walking with The Rock, shoulder to shoulder. These two Anoa'is are ready to go to war, and I wouldn't bet against them, no matter how big Umaga is.
Finally, The Rock has come back to shove that chain right up your candy asses. Jacob Fatu, you spiked up wannabe tough guy. And Umaga, back from whatever Samoan jungle you've been hiding in, looking like a caveman with a bad haircut. The Rock smells what you're cooking, and it's pure trash. You want to talk about destroying family? This man, my uncle, my blood, took a beating for our name. For me. For what we stand for. And you two think you can end us? Boy, you just stepped in the wrong people's ring.
Jacob, Umaga, you forgot who built this house. I bled for this family, took the pain for it. This is what you did. But I'm still standing, with my real family. Dwayne, my nephew. We stand together. You want to destroy us? You'll have to bury us first.
That's right, big man. Solidarity. Blood thicker than your chain, Umaga. You two want to rip apart the Anoa'i name? The Rock vows to fight you both. Tonight, tomorrow, and forever. But I won't. Any damn time you want. Me and Rikishi? We'll lay the smackdown so hard you'll be running back to whatever cave you crawled out of.
By God, what a standoff! The Rock's laid down the challenge, and Rikishi's showing heart most men don't have, standing there with those bandages. Fatu and Umaga are pure destruction, but The Rock and Rikishi, that's the soul of the Anoa'i family right there!
JR, I'm sweating bullets. Umaga's back, Fatu's a maniac, and The Rock just promised a fight for the ages. Rikishi's hurt, but unbowed. This is a family war, and I can't look away.
Back to the in-ring action now, folk, with what promises to be an absolute slobber knocker here tonight. We've got the charismatic, cocky Gino Hernandez taking on the high-flying, hard-hitting D'Lo Brown. King, this one's gonna be a barn burner.
Oh, you're darn right, JR. Gino's got that swagger, and with Val Venus in his corner, he's got the ladies swooning. But D'Lo Brown's got that raw power and those ribs-busting moves. This is gonna be a wild one.
Here we go! Collar and elbow tie-up to start, and D'Lo uses his strength to shove Gino back into the corner. D'Lo's not wasting any time, folks, unloading with a series of chops that light up Gino's chest.
Listen to those chops echo, JR. But look at Gino, flashing that $1 million smile even as he's getting lit up. This guy's got more confidence than a peacock in a petting zoo.
Gino slips out of the corner, ducks a clothesline, and oh my! A beautiful dropkick from Hernandez sends D'Lo stumbling. Gino's quick as a hiccup, and he's got D'Lo on the ropes now with a flurry of right hands.
That's vintage Gino, JR. He's strutting around like he owns the place, and Val Venus is loving it at ringside. Look at Val egging him on. Those two are thicker than thieves.
D'Lo fights back with a big spine buster. Good Lord, what impact! D'Lo's got that power game, and he's looking to slow this match down. He's stomping a mud hole in Gino and walking it dry.
But Gino's not staying down, JR. Look at that. Gino rolls out of the way of a big elbow drop. D'Lo hits nothing but canvas. And now Gino's got that look in his eye.
Gino Hernandez with a quick snap suplex, and now he's heading to the top rope. What's he got in mind here? Oh my, flying crossbody. Gino connects, and he's got the cover. 1, 2, D'Lo kicks out.
That was close, JR. D'Lo's got to stay sharp or Gino's going to steal this one. And Val Venus is out there clapping like he's at a burlesque show.
D'Lo's back up, and he's fired up. He catches Gino with a huge power slam, and now he's signaling for the sky high. If he hits this sit-out powerbomb, it could be over.
Wait a minute, JR. Val Venus is on the apron, distracting the ref. Oh, come on. That's not fair. D'Lo's got Gino up, but the ref's not looking.
And Gino takes advantage. Low blow behind the ref's back. Good God, that's despicable. Gino rolls D'Lo up with a handful of tights. 1, 2, 3. Gino Hernandez steals it.
Ha ha ha! That's why he's the man, JR. Gino's got brains and brawn, and Val Venus played his part perfectly. What a team!
The fans are not happy, folks, but Gino Hernandez has his hand raised in victory. D'Lo Brown got robbed here tonight, but wait a minute, what's this?
Oh no, JR! That's Mankind! Mankind's storming the ring with that deranged look in his eyes. He's got a steel chair in hand, and he's going right for Gino.
Mankind nails Gino with a vicious chair shot across the back. Good Lord, that sounded like a gunshot. Val Venus tries to step in, but oh my God, Mankind just laid out Val with a chair to the skull.
This guy's a lunatic, JR. Mankind's tearing through him like a one-man wrecking crew. The fans are losing their minds.
Gino's trying to crawl away, but Mankind's not done. He's got that wild look, stalking Gino. Wait, Gino's making a break for it. He's hopping the guardrail and hightailing it through the crowd.
Look at Gino go, JR. He's dodging fans left and right, leaving Val Venus to fend for himself. What a coward!
Mankind's standing tall in the ring, holding that chair high as the fans chant his name. Gino Hernandez may have won the match, but he's running like a scalded dog. What a chaotic night, folks! Folks, we are moments away from a monumental contract signing for a blockbuster match at No Way Out. The ring general Gunther will go one-on-one with the hardcore legend, Al Snow. King, the air in this arena is thick with anticipation.
Oh, you're telling me, JR. Gunther's a wrecking machine, but Al Snow's got that wild card energy. With Shane McMahon running this show, who knows what's going to happen? This could explode before the ink's even dry.
Here comes Gunther, the Austrian anvil, looking like he's ready to crush anything in his path. And there's Al Snow, the unpredictable veteran with that mannequin head in tow. This is gonna be a clash of styles, folks.
Snow's got head, but Gunther's got those ham hock hands, JR. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of those chops.
Gentlemen, tonight we make it official. Gunther versus Al Snow at No Way Out. Let's keep this civil, sign the contracts, and give these fans what they want, a war.
Al Snow, you're nothing but a relic, clinging to faded glory. At No Way Out,
I'll dismantle you piece by piece. Starting with that arm you call a weapon.
Whoa, talk about firing shots! Gunther's not here to make friends, JR!
Gunther's as cold as a winter's night, but Al Snow's hurt worse. Let's see how he responds.
Glory? I'll show you glory when I make you tap out, you overgrown meat slab. This relic's got enough left to send you back to Vienna in a body bag.
Good God almighty, Snow's fired up, and oh no, Snow just flipped the table right into Gunther's face. This thing's breaking down already.
Here we go, JR! Shane McMahon's trying to play peacekeeper, but these two are ready to tear each other apart!
Gunther's laying in those uppercuts like he's hammering steel, but Snow's fighting back with that hardcore heart. Look at those wild right hands.
Snow's swinging like a barroom brawler, but Gunther's got that look, JR! He's zeroing in on Snow's arm! Oh man, here it comes!
Gunther's trying to rip Snow's arm clean off! That armbar is pure torture, folks! Snow's in a world of hurt!
That's Gunther's game, JR! He's like a surgeon with those submissions! Snow's gotta get out of this, or he's toast! Snow's escaped, and he's looking for a weapon!
By God, Al Snow with a chair shot that echoed through the arena! Gunther's down, and Snow's standing tall! But look at him clutching that arm, King!
That's not good, JR! Snow's got heart, but Gunther's already smelling blood! That arm's gonna be a bullseye at No Way Out!
Enough! This match is official. Gunther versus Al Snow at No Way Out. Now get security out here before they kill each other.
Snow's got the fans on their feet, but you can see the pain in his eyes, clutching that arm. Gunther's got a target, and he's as ruthless as they come. This is gonna be a war, folks!
Snow's got the heart, but Gunther's got the edge. That arm's gonna be hamburger by the time this is over, JR.
It's the first of the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches with The Undertaker, the Phenom, the Deadman, squaring off against the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock. The arena is buzzing with anticipation as the lights dim and the crowd roars.
JR, this is gonna be a slobber knocker, but I gotta say, Shamrock's got guts facing The Undertaker. I mean, this guy's a walking graveyard. I wouldn't want to be in Shamrock's shoes tonight.
The bell rings, and here we go! The match begins with Shamrock circling The Undertaker, looking for an opening. The Undertaker stands tall, motionless, his eerie presence unnerving the crowd. The Undertaker staring daggers through Ken Shamrock, who's bouncing on his toes, ready for a fight. Shamrock's got that MMA background, but The Undertaker is a force of nature.
What was Shamrock thinking, JR? You can't take down a 7-foot monster like that. He's got to rethink this. Shamrock lunges in, trying to take The Undertaker down with a single-leg takedown. But the dead man doesn't budge.
Good Lord! It's like hitting a brick wall! The Undertaker grabs Shamrock by the throat, lifts him effortlessly, and tosses him into the corner. The crowd roars as The Undertaker lands a series of punishing body shots. The Undertaker unloading with those soup bones. Shamrock's in trouble early. The Phenom is relentless, and the crowd is on its feet.
Look at Shamrock's face, JR. He's already regretting signing up for this one. Ha!
Wait a minute! Shamrock fights back, ducking a big boot and landing a flurry of kicks to The Undertaker's legs, trying to chop down the giant. He catches The Undertaker with a spinning heel kick, staggering the dead man. Shamrock with those educated feet. He's got The Undertaker rocked. Can the world's most dangerous man pull off the upset of the century?
Upset? JR, are you kidding me? The Undertaker's just playing possum. You watch. He's gonna rise up like he always does.
Shamrock's going for it! Shamrock attempts to lock in an ankle lock, but The Undertaker powers out, shoving Shamrock into the ropes. The Undertaker follows up with a thunderous clothesline that flips Shamrock inside out. Good God almighty! That clothesline nearly took Shamrock's head off. The Undertaker is in control now, and this crowd is eating it up.
I told you, JR! Shamrock's tough, but he's no match for the dead man's power. This is gonna be a massacre!
The Undertaker's stalking his prey! The Undertaker stalks Shamrock, who's struggling to get to his feet! The dead man signals for the chokeslam, grabbing Shamrock by the throat! The crowd erupts as he lifts Shamrock high and slams him to the mat with authority! Chokeslam! Chokeslam from hell! Shamrock's spine just got driven through the canvas! This could be it!
Stick a fork in him, JR! Shamrock's done! The Undertaker's ready to finish this!
Unbelievable! Shamrock, showing heart, kicks out at 2, stunning the crowd. He crawls to the ropes, pulling himself up and fires back with a desperate series of punches. He catches The Undertaker with a belly-to-belly suplex, momentarily shifting momentum. What a suplex by Shamrock! He's not going down without a fight. This man's got the heart of a lion.
Heart! He's gonna need a new spine after this, JR! The Undertaker's not gonna let this stand!
Here comes the dead man! The Undertaker sits up, his eyes blazing with intensity. Shamrock charges, but the Undertaker catches him mid-run, hoisting him onto his shoulder. The crowd rises as the Undertaker spins Shamrock into position for the Tombstone Piledriver. Oh no! He's got him up! Tombstone! Tombstone Piledriver! Good God, Shamrock's out cold! The Undertaker plants him right on his head.
That's it, JR! Lights out for Shamrock! The dead man's gonna bury him!
It's over! The Undertaker crosses Shamrock's arms over his chest, kneels, and signals for the pin. The referee counts. 1, 2, 3. The Undertaker wins with the tombstone. What a dominant performance by the Phenom! Ken Shamrock gave it everything he had, but nobody escapes the wrath of the Undertaker.
I told you, JR! You don't mess with the dead man! Shamrock's gonna need a chiropractor and a priest after that one! Ha!
What a moment! The Undertaker stands tall, raising his arms as the lights dim and his eerie gong echoes through the arena. The Undertaker is going to be in that Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out. The crowd chants his name as Shamrock lies motionless on the mat. The Undertaker reigns supreme tonight, folks! The Phenom continues his path of destruction, and Ken Shamrock, God bless him, fought valiantly but fell to the inevitable. What a match!
Rest in peace, Shamrock! Rest in peace! Nobody does it like the Undertaker!
The arena is buzzing as the crowd awaits this blockbuster main event. It's the People's Champion, The Rock, going one-on-one with the rated R superstar, Edge, for a place in the Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out. This is gonna be a slobber knocker.
JR, The Rock's got the charisma, the Brahma Bull strength, but Edge, that guy's a weasel. He's cunning, and I bet he's got a trick or two up his sleeve tonight.
Here we go! The bell sounds, and the match kicks off with The Rock and Edge circling each other, the crowd chanting, Rocky, Rocky! The Rock locks eyes with Edge, who's smirking, trying to get under The Rock's skin. Collar and elbow tie up, and The Rock muscles Edge into the corner with ease.
Look at that power, JR. Edge is getting manhandled. He's already regretting stepping into the ring with The Rock.
Edge is trying to slip away. Edge ducks under a clothesline and lands a quick dropkick to The Rock's chest, staggering the Brahma Bull. Edge using that speed, catching The Rock off guard. He's not here to brawl. He's gonna outsmart the People's Champion.
Outsmart? You mean cheat, JR? That's Edge's whole deal.
The Rock's not having it! The Rock shakes off the dropkick, charging with a series of right hands, sending Edge reeling into the ropes. Those electrifying punches from The Rock. He whips Edge across the ring and hits a spine buster. Good God, the ring shook with that impact.
That's the Brahma Bull, JR. Edge's spine just got rearranged. Lay the smackdown, Rocky.
The Rock's got the crowd on fire! The crowd erupts as The Rock stalks Edge, setting up for the Rock bottom. Edge scrambles to his feet, desperation in his eyes. The Rock's got him! Wait! Edge counters with an elbow to the jaw, breaking free. Edge with a quick DDT, planting The Rock face first.
What a move by Edge. He's not going down easy, JR. This guy's slicker than a greased pig.
Edge is slowing the pace! Edge locks in a sleeper hold, wrenching back on The Rock's neck, trying to drain the energy from the People's Champion. The Rock's fighting it, but Edge has that hold cinched in tight. The crowd's rallying, chanting for The Rock to get up.
Come on, Rocky, don't tap. Edge is loving this, JR. Look at that smirk. He thinks he's got this in the bag.
The Rock's powering up! The Rock battles to his feet, feeding off the crowd's energy, and breaks the hold with a back suplex, slamming Edge to the mat. The Brahma Bull is back in control. He's got Edge up, rock bottom connects. The cover, 1, 2. Edge kicks out.
How'd he kick out, JR? Edge has got more lives than a cat, but he's playing with fire now.
What in the world? The crowd's attention shifts as Jacob Fatu and Umaga storm down the ramp, lurking at ringside. The referee's distracted, yelling at them to stay back. Jacob Fatu and Umaga are out here, and this spells big trouble for The Rock.
I knew it, JR. Edge always has a backup plan. Those two monsters are going to turn this match upside down.
The Rock's got Edge staggered, but Jacob Fatu jumps on the apron, taunting The Rock, who turns to confront him. Edge seizes the moment, charging from behind with a spear. Edge nails The Rock with a devastating spear. The ref turns back. 1, 2, 3. Edge wins it.
He did it! Edge steals the victory with that spear. Fatu and Umaga played their part. JR, I love it when a plan comes together.
What a damn travesty! The bell rings and Edge slides out of the ring, grinning as he joins Jacob Fatu and Umaga at ringside. The Rock is furious, realizing he's been robbed. The Rock was screwed, folks. Edge needed help to win, and now, oh no, Fatu and Umaga slide into the ring, attacking The Rock with vicious stomps and clubbing blows. They're beating The Rock down like a pack of wild dogs.
This is ugly, JR. Fatu and Umaga are tearing The Rock apart. Where's the help? Somebody's got to stop this.
Hold on! The crowd explodes as Rikishi's music hits, and the big man charges down the ramp, steel chair in hand. Here comes Rikishi! The Rock's cousin is here to make the save! Rikishi slides into the ring, swinging the chair wildly, catching Umaga in the back and sending Fatu scrambling. Rikishi with a super kick to Umaga, and Fatu bails out.
Whoa, JR! Rikishi's cleaning house! Look at that big man go! Fatu and Umaga are hightailing it out of there!
Rikishi's standing tall! Rikishi helps The Rock to his feet, and the two stare down Edge, Fatu, and Umaga, who retreat up the ramp, taunting from a safe distance. The Rock and Rikishi are united, and this crowd is going wild! What a chaotic end to an incredible match!
Edge got the win, JR, but The Rock and Rikishi are still standing tall. This feud's far from over.
You're damn right, King! The People's Champion and Rikishi have sent a message! What a night on Raw!
And that brings this week's Raw to a close. This episode has done really well with the ratings getting an 81 overall and increasing our popularity across the world. Join us next week to see the fallout of the main event. As always, if you're enjoying the content, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.